Creative destruction, the engine of progress. We're looking into this fascinating idea about how economies really evolve and grow, focusing on the forces that drive real progress versus the ones that just tear everything down without building anything better. It's all about understanding what makes societies thrive or stall out, drawing from some deep economic thinking that stood the test of time. Before we dive deeper into this look at creative destruction and its contrasts, just a quick note. If something here clicks with you, maybe a key historical insight or a fresh take on how economies evolve, please like and share the episode, and make sure to follow or subscribe for more. Your support means a lot and helps us keep bringing you these in-depth explorations. Let me paint a picture without getting into the nitty-gritty yet. Imagine a world where innovation isn't just adding a little polish to what's already there. It's about completely reshaping the landscape, wiping out outdated ways of doing things to make room for breakthroughs that lift everyone up. This kind of change feels chaotic, sure, but it's the secret sauce behind massive leaps in productivity and living standards. On the flip side, there's this dark underbelly where destruction happens for all the wrong reasons, siphoning off talent and resources into dead ends that choke off future opportunities. It's like comparing a wildfire that clears the forest for new growth to one that just scorches the earth barren. We'll explore why embracing the right kind of upheaval is key to improvement, while the wrong kind is a trap that societies fall into at their peril. Alright, now let's get into the heart of it. The core concept here comes from Joseph Schumpeter, an economist who lived through the chaos of empires crumbling and economies reinventing themselves in the early 20th century. He coined this term creative destruction, which perfectly captures how free markets advance not by playing nice, but by relentlessly replacing the old with the new. Think about it. Factories overtaking craftsmen, machines displacing manual labor, entire platforms appending industries. This isn't gentle evolution. It's a storm that tears down existing structures to create value in their place. Schumpeter saw this as the engine of the free market. Instability isn't a flaw, it's what powers progress. He argued that true competition isn't just about undercutting prices on similar products. It's about revolutionizing how we organize reality itself. Railroads didn't haggle with canals, they erased them. Automobiles didn't compete with horses. They demolished the whole ecosystem around them. Electricity didn't bargain with gas lamps. It obliterated that world. At the center of this is the entrepreneur. Not your everyday shop owner, but the bold figure who reorganizes production, introduces new methods, markets, or supplies, and disrupts everything. These folks need funding, and that's where finance comes in as a transformer, redirecting resources from fading setups to emerging ones. Credit isn't for steadying things. It's for fueling the upheaval. When it works, booms happen as innovation surges, and busts follow as the system absorbs the fallout. Old firms starve, workers shift, regions adapt or decline. But overall, it's productive because it reallocates toward efficiency, driving growth that's episodic but unstoppable. Fast forward to today, and this process has sped up insanely. What used to take generations now happens in years or months. Platforms don't just nibble at incumbents. They make them irrelevant. A taxi empire doesn't lose share. It collapses because the whole idea of owning cabs vanishes. Retail doesn't fade. Physical stores become optional extras. Finance amplifies it all, with capital zipping globally to chase returns, leaving behind what doesn't fit. Booms now extract value upfront on promises, not proven profits. And when those shift, destruction hits hard before creation catches up. Schumpeter nailed it. This isn't heroic anymore. It's raw, sometimes arbitrary. Jobs vanish not from pure invention, but from spreadsheet tweaks. Cities hollow not from failure, but from capital fleeing for better yields. But here's the flip. Not all destruction is creative. There's this other side, unproductive or even degenerate destruction, that wrecks opportunities without sparking any renewal. It's when talent gets funneled into rent-seeking, gaming the system for personal gain without adding value. Think lobbying for subsidies, exploiting regulations, or worse, corruption and crime that extract without creating. This misallocates resources, turning clever minds away from innovation toward parasitical pursuits. In history, we've seen societies where entrepreneurship went destructive. Ancient Rome channeling smarts into conquest, medieval setups into bureaucratic climbs. Today, it's financial wizardry that tanks economies like those toxic assets in 2008. Profitable for elite few, but devastating for everyone else. The supply of entrepreneurial talent is pretty fixed, but where it goes depends on incentives. If rules reward extraction over creation, growth stalls, inequality festers without the compensatory prosperity. And enforced redistribution, that's the epitome of degenerate destruction. Pure evil and unproductive. It masquerades as fairness but shreds incentives, turning productive folks into targets while propping up the idle. It breeds rent-seeking on steroids, where talent chases handouts or evades the system instead of building. In systems like Marxism or Bolshevism, it concentrates power in elites who hoard while the masses stagnate. Unemployment spikes, innovation dies, wealth evaporates because why innovate if gains get seized? It's destructive because it shrinks the pie, not just reslices it. Resources waste on bureaucracy and enforcement, opportunities vanish for future generations. Schumpeter himself warned that free markets could erode their own foundations through success, breeding cynicism and calls for such systems, but he saw their productivity as corrosive socially, not economically failing. Yet history shows enforced setups lead to unproductive traps, not the paradise promised. Now, let's unpack the themes and analyze deeper. Creative destruction improves things fundamentally because it's reallocative, not additive. It forces resources to higher uses, boosting productivity that cascades into better lives. Higher wages, new jobs in emerging fields, technologies democratizing access. The Industrial Revolution, pure creative destruction. Steam and machines upended agrarian life, but birthed industrial wealth that lifted standards globally. Models show this business stealing sustains growth. New entrants leapfrog, spilling knowledge that benefits all. It's violent, yes, winners and losers emerge. Inequality spikes near innovation hubs while legacies decline. But net, it's improvement. Growth and dislocation hand in hand, with overall welfare rising. Unproductive destruction, though, it hinders development by creating barriers, reducing efficiency, entrenching elites. Rent-heavy economies trap in low growth. Talent pursues extraction, not value. Degenerate forms like enforced redistribution amplify this evil. It's unproductive because it diverts from creation to transfer, destructive as it erodes trust, incentives, and potential. Why? It ignores human nature. People innovate for rewards, but seizures kill that drive, leading to stagnation or regression. In contrast to Schumpeter's Gale, this is a vortex sucking in resources without output. Debates rage. One side touts innovation's gains, the other insecurity's pains, but both describe creative destruction from angles. The mistake? Demanding stability from a disruptive system. Free markets aren't tuned machines. They're processes to endure, with buffers needed against chaos. Schumpeter predicted free markets might self-destruct through success, fostering anti-market sentiments from displaced groups, intellectuals pushing for Bolshevism. But evidence shows regions embracing productive disruption grow fastest. Those mired in unproductive paths lag. Enforced redistribution, as in communism, it channels entrepreneurship destructively, rewarding corruption over creation, shrinking capabilities. It's evil because it robs the productive, destroys mobility, concentrates wealth ironically in rulers, unproductive at core, halting development. Pulling out some standout lines to chew on. Schumpeter put it bluntly, the process of industrial mutation that incessantly revolutionizes the economic structure from within, incessantly destroying the old one, incessantly creating a new one. That's the essence of creative destruction. He also said, capitalist economy is not and cannot be stationary, highlighting how dynamism is baked in. On the unproductive side, one key insight, the entrepreneur may even lead a parasitical existence that is actually damaging to the economy. And for enforced redistribution's folly, it turns societies where resources are wasted on redistributing existing revenues rather than on creating new income. Schumpeter warned of free markets' success breeding rejection. It would succeed and still destroy itself in the process. Wrapping up, I'd say lean into creative destruction. Position yourself near creation's forces. Build portable skills. Protect wealth from disruption. Societies thrive by channeling talent productively. Strong rules against rent-seeking, incentives for innovation. Reject degenerate paths like enforced redistribution. They're evil traps that kill progress. Embrace the storm. It's how we improve. Stay creative. Stay free.